boys and girls. Welcome to our story time. The Bible story is today the Book of Beginnings.
That's right, the Book of Beginnings. Have you ever wondered how everything in the world began? Have you ever wondered?
Yes.
I think so. Most boys and girls do sometime or the other. Those beautiful flowers in your garden, for instance, sweet peas, snapdragons, hollyhocks, pansies, where did they come from? Seeds, you say. True, but where did the seeds come from?
God.
That's right. There's your dog, for instance. Where did he come from? We got him when he was a puppy, you say, and he was a very fine pedigree. That means that you know his father's name and maybe his grandfather's name too. But what about before that? One thing you can be sure of.
Grandfather.
That was funny how you wouldn't think dogs has a grandfathers, but they do. So one thing you can be sure of, your dog's grandfather once a puppy too, and he had a father and a grandfather and so on back. Back to what? Well, back to what? Back to the beginning, right? Who created him?
God.
That's right. And there's the rooster in your neighbor's yard. Do you have a rooster in the neighbor's yard? No? That's crawling all time.
What's crawling?
Like cock-a-doodle-doo.
No, cock-a-doodle.
Oh, well, you do it better than I.
Grandpa doesn't.
Where did he come from? An egg, you say?
And then
right.
And then God said, "Let it be chickens."
That's right. Let it be chickens.
Or like he said, "Let it be light."
That's right. Just like he said, "Let it be light." But you know, some kids they might say, "Oh, well, it came from the egg."
Or
you know,
God.
And that's sure it came from the egg. And
I came from the mama's tummy, but God made it.
Yeah, but you know, but
and he said, "Let it be a chick."
Let it be a chick. Is that what God says of you? Let it be a chick?
No.
Oh.
It said, "Let it be a child."
Let it be a child. That's right. Well, some people say that the chicken came from the egg, but a hen laid an egg, didn't she?
Yeah.
That's for sure. And she came from an egg herself not so long ago. Yeah. And that egg was laid by another hen, and so on back to what? Well, back to the beginning, right? Yeah. Where God said, what did he said? Let it be a what?
Let it be a chick.
A chicken.
A chicken.
Then there's you. Where did you come from?
From God.
That's right. Oh, you might, but some kids might say, "Well, I came from the hospital. My mommy brought me from the hospital." I suppose she did, but Mother was a little baby once herself, wasn't she? Was mommy young herself at one time, or she was always big? Grown up.
She was always big.
Has she always been a grown up?
Yeah.
No, she was a little girl just like you. And so was her mother and her grandmother and her great grandmother and so on back to what?
Back to God.
Back to the beginning, right? Think of the mountains too and the wood hills. The flowing rivers and the sand on the seashore, all the wonderful things of nature. Were they always there? No. Just as you see them now, were they there already? Or did they too have a beginning? If so, and when and how? Did you remember? How did the mountains get there?
God.
What he said?
Let it be a mountain.
That's right. Many great men have tried to explain these things, and they had come up with all sorts of strange ideas and suggestions, most of them far from the truth. There is only one place you will find the true story, and that is in the what?
The Bible.
That's right. If you will open this book, you will find that the very first part is called Genesis.
Genesis.
It means the book of beginnings. Here you will find the answer to all the questions. And that reminds me of a little girl I know. Once I asked her which chapter of the Bible she liked best, I thought she would say the 23rd Psalm, the one that begins with "The Lord is my shepherd." But no, she said the first chapter of Matthew. I guess you like it because it tells about how Jesus was born, I said. Oh no, she said. I like it because it's all about the begots. The what? I asked. The begots, she said. So I opened my Bible and turned to Matthew chapter 1, and there it was. Abraham begot Isaac, and Isaac begot Jacob, and Jacob begot Judas, and so on. I asked her if she knew what it meant, and she said, no, but I do like the begots. That is funny, isn't it? So I told her it means that Abraham had a little boy, and Isaac had a little boy, and Jacob had a little boy, and so on. But I think she still liked the begots best. Then I told her that turn to the other way around, it will read like this. And Jacob had a daddy, and Isaac had a daddy, and Abraham had a daddy, and so on. She likes it better, but wonder how far back the story goes. I told her what Luke says about it. In the 3rd chapter of the book of Luke, in verse 34, Luke picks up the story about Abraham and carries it back further and further and further. He tells us that Abraham was the son of Terah, which was the son of Nahor.
That's a funny name.
It is, huh? Well, they're Jewish names. Which was the son of Sarut.
That's a Jewish name?
It's a funny name. Those are such a strange names, aren't they? But they were names of real boys that lived long time ago. Then, having told us the names of Abraham's great-grandpa and great-great-grandpa, and so on, Luke says that Enos was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. That is where the story ends, and it ends there because it cannot go any further back. It goes clear back to
the beginning.
To the beginning. Go back to God and stops. And that's where you go back to. And Mama and everybody's great-grandpa and great-grandma, they all go back through the years and through the centuries to God. Not to a monkey, not to a tiny tadpole in the sea, but to the great and glorious God who made the world and man. And that's exactly what we read in the first word of the first chapter of the Bible. In the beginning, God. Well, boys and girls, that's the end of our story. Would you like to pray with us?
Yes.
Would you like to say the prayer?
Yes.
Okay, let's bow our heads and close our eyes.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Father, please help us to be good. And thank you for the story that we had. And please help us to have a good school today. In Jesus' name, pray. Amen.
Amen.
Bye, boys.
Bye, boys and girls.